Welcome back to halftime, Bryan ISD football, and we are visiting with Nick Luggerio. He is the director of fine arts for the Bryan ISD, and that includes so very, very much. Sort of reel off everything that you're over in the Bryan ISD, Nick.
Okay, well, part of my job is to oversee and coordinate all art activities, band activities, choir, dance, elementary music, orchestra, and theater on the 21 campuses that offer all of those activities, and I've got about 76 teachers that I keep up with.
Exactly, so K through 12, and it's different, obviously, programs for each school.
Yes, absolutely. In our elementary schools, we offer elementary art and elementary music at all 15 of our elementary schools. Once they get into middle school, we also still have art as well, but we also add band, choir, orchestra, and theater to the mix as well that they can participate in and be part of. And then in high school, we have all of that, plus we offer dance as well.
I guess you have some kids that have come up and you've been seeing them for quite a few years, all the way from when they were little kids all the way into high school.
Absolutely, yes. You know, many of them get involved in many of the events when they're younger, and they just continue on all the way through high school.
Fine arts is so important. I had a brother who was a fine arts instructor, as a matter of fact, so it's a special place for me, as a matter of fact. But fine arts, sometimes you'll have to struggle a little bit to get the funding, I know, and things like that. But I know you want to make sure that people know how important it is to the entire curriculum for a student.
Absolutely. Fine arts makes a big difference in all of the students' lives. It's a way to create, and it's an outlet for them to be able to just grow in all sorts of ways. We know that being able to express themselves artistically helps in every other facet of their lives and really makes them very well-rounded in everything that they do. They learn all sorts of skills such as teamwork and cooperation, goal setting, hard work, and that's the way it is with so many of our programs here in Bryan ISD, not just fine arts. So it is very important, and the district has been very gracious in making sure that all of our fine arts are well funded, and we're very, very proud of that fact.
One of the things you mentioned was theater, and that's always an interesting part of it. What have you all got coming up?
Well, I know that both of the high school theater programs are right now working on their first fall productions, and so they've are in the process or have already done auditions for that. And then as we get into the school year, they've got one act play. I believe Bryan High is going to do a smaller musical this year instead of the large one that they do every other year or every 2 years that they do. They're going to do a little bit smaller one. And then our middle schools are going to be participating, as well as their other activities, are going to be participating in a UIL-based one-act play this year as well, a competition that we're going to host for our middle schools. Band
is something that's very visible, obviously, at football games. Folks are, as you and I are airing this right now, they're watching the band on the field right now. I don't think people realize how much time that these kids put into band in their practice. Yes,
the high school bands and across the state, the very best programs across the state start practicing in August, and they have to give up, almost a month of their summer where everybody else is taking the time before school. The band kids come back and work really hard outside in the heat. They start practicing immediately, and then they just keep adding to and cleaning their drill throughout the year. And so it certainly brings a smile to everybody's face at halftime, and is a huge support factor for all of our football teams as well.
You and I were talking before this about the things that you and I have in common. We were both in band in school. We both played the snare drum, and the only thing is that I was never a lawyer. Talk about sort of your path to get to where you are.
Well, you're not supposed to bring that up. I'm reformed. So no, I went to A&M. I graduated in '92. I was one of the drum majors of the Fightin' Texas Aggie Band, and at that point in my life, I thought that I wanted to be a lawyer. So I attended law school, and I graduated law school and practiced law for a year, and realized that's not the direction that I wanted to go in. So I kind of had to really think what I wanted to do, and I went back to I got my undergrad in music education at Stephen F. Austin in Nacogdoches, and then began teaching as a band director for 16 years before I came here to Bryan.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for visiting with us today, Nick.
Thank you very much, and I look forward to talking to you again.
All right. Nick Luggerio has been our guest here on Get to Know Your District right here on Channel 16.